Terrell Thomas, we're live right now downtown Atlanta at Terminal West, and I'm with a gentleman who I've become very, very fond of over the last few years. You're moving into a new season, a new era, a new generation with the Atlanta Hawks. As Hawks General Manager Travis Schlenk, thank you for your time today, sir. Now, we have an unveiling today where you guys pretty much let fans, tastemakers, and different people, season ticket holders here with the Atlanta Hawks know the direction that the Hawks will be going into. I want to start a new arena. It'll be a new arena that we'll be moving into this season. Talk to me about the arena and your expectations for the fan experience.
Well, I think it's going to be a great addition to our organization and the city itself. All the different clubs that people are going to have the opportunity to go into based on where they buy their tickets, instead of just having the club on one side, is going to be great. That's the future. We're in the entertainment business. We got to give people the opportunity to have fun when they come to the games.
Now, this draft was very interesting for our Atlanta Hawks. 3 picks in the first round, and if you ask me, you hit home runs with all of your picks. Now, it's well documented. The third pick in the draft this year was Luka, but you had other plans, and trading that draft pick, getting assets, and bringing on Trae Young. Now, many people have been comparing Trae Young, of course, to Steph Curry, a gentleman who you're very familiar with from your time in Golden State. Just what do you think fans will get to see with Trae Young this season?
I think what we're going to see is growth in his game. He's got an unbelievable ability to pass the ball and find players, which is going to be exciting. You know, it's going to allow guys to get open shots. It's going to allow Taurean Prince to get more open shots. It's going to allow John to get more shots rolling to the rim and popping a pick and roll. Amari Spellman popping on pick and rolls. Kevin Huerter, which we haven't had a chance a lot to see yet, but he's a great spot-up shooter yet. So with the ball in his hands, you know, I think you're going to see probably more Steve Nash early on than Steph Curry with his ability to pass the ball, but certainly you're going to see him shoot 35-footers as well.
Now, it's very interesting because we'll actually get a chance to see Trae Young and Luka in the very first home game at Phillips Arena this year. It'll also be a nationally televised game this year for our Atlanta Hawks. Of course, you brought on a new head coach this year, Coach Lloyd Pierce. We got to see some of Coach Pierce and his new philosophy in Vegas and in Utah. Just what are your expectations of Coach Pierce? You know, you have a very offensively explosive team, and he's a guy who pretty much makes his money on the defensive side of coaching. So what are your thoughts on how he'll gel with the young players that you have?
Well, he's got, obviously, you have to be able to score, and Lloyd knows that, but you also need to get stops late in the game. So you're going to see us get up and down the court. You're going to see us play fast. You're going to see us shoot a lot of threes, and defensively, you're going to see us protect the rim, keep people out of the paint, and make them take contested twos over there.
Now, you also brought 2 very notable free agents, veteran free agents, to the team this year, and Jeremy Young and Vince Carter. Jeremy Lin and Vince Carter. What are your thoughts on how Jeremy Lin will be able to coexist with Trae Young? And what went into the whole Vince Carter acquisition and bringing him into the locker room?
Well, when Jeremy became available in the trade, when Brooklyn was trying to move him, you know, we approached it like, here's a guy who's an expiring contract, which has value, as you know, but also he's been through the Linsanity in New York. He's been through downtimes in the league, and Trae's a lightning rod for publicity, and they've already struck up their relationship to help him manage all the expectations. As we've seen already in Summer League, every time Trae misses a shot, people are saying he's a bust. Every time he makes a shot, he's going to be the next Steph Curry. So it's being able to manage the highs and lows, and we think Jeremy's going to be able to help Trae a lot with that, with all the off-the-court attention. And then also, he's a really good player. So we're really excited about him. And then Vince hasn't actually signed with us yet, so can't talk too much about that. But anytime you add a veteran player who, as soon as they walk into the locker room, the players in the locker room are going to respect them for everything they've accomplished. And they can teach them how to be pros on the court, how to be pros off the court in a practice setting, and how to grow up and be great members of the community. And that's what players like Vince bring.
I've heard you say one more time before I let you go, and you know, several times if you touch the microphone, that give it time. You know, be patient, Hawks fans. This will be a growing experience, but how much time should we give this young Hawks team? A lot of talent. I know some fans will be looking for things immediately, and that's not realistic. They will be very entertaining, but how much time, or what is your timetable that you're expecting the ball to really get rolling on the winning side of things?
You know, I get asked that question a lot. And you look at some of the teams that have rebuilt in the past. You know, Philadelphia, I think it was 5 years. Oklahoma City was 4 years. Those are the 2 teams that stand up. You know, the Lakers went through their rebuilding process and finally got the cap space they're looking for this past year and got their superstar. but there it was 5 or 6 years. But when I was in Miami, we had one down year and we drafted Dwayne Wade, and the next year we were back in the playoffs. So you just got to get that guy. We had 3 shots at it this year. Hopefully one of those guys turns into an all-star for us. We're projected to hopefully have 3 first-round picks again next year. So the more swings you've heard me say, the more swings we get, the better chance we have to get that guy.
Do you think the new arena will also help bring free agents to the team?
Yeah, no question. As an opposing coach coming in here, and you used to come in here and see that big wall of suites, now to have a whole concourse and a vibe. Atlanta's, I'm new to the city, but it's a great city and it's got a vibe, and we have great fans. So once we put a team out there that's competitive and on the championship contending level, I think it's going to be a great environment.
Man, I got to say thank you very much for your time. Thank you for everything you're doing, not only for the organization but the city of Atlanta. Terrell Thomas here once again with Atlanta Hawks GM Travis Schlenk. Stay tuned. There'll be a lot of dope information coming from the Hawks this season.